Unemotional affair gone too far. How do I save my marriage? Hi, I'm 29-year-old and married to Marcus, 30M. We've been together since high school and have a 9-year-old son. Marcus and I used to be happy, but lately things have felt strained. For years, I've wanted to go back to school for creative writing, but Marcus keeps telling me it's not the right time. He says we need to focus on his dream of starting a business first. A dream he's been talking about for years, but hasn't made any real moves on. Meanwhile, I work full-time, manage the house, and take care of our son. A few months ago, I attended a writing seminar and met Eric, 35M, an author who recently moved to the city. We bonded over writing, and I thought that was the end of it. But a few weeks later, I ran into him at work. We work in the same building, but on different floors. From there, we became friends. He was incredibly supportive of my dreams, often encouraging me to go back to school and even helping me with story ideas. My friends, Natalie, 34F, Kara, 32F, and Tasha, 33F, teased me about him, saying it was obvious Eric liked me. Natalie even joked that I was emotionally cheating. I brushed it off, insisting we were just friends. Then, shortly before Christmas, Eric gave me an expensive watch at work. He said it was a thank you gift for supporting him as he adjusted to life in a new city. I tried to refuse, but he insisted. I felt uneasy, but kept it, telling myself it wasn't a big deal. Marcus saw the watch later that week and blew up. He accused Natalie of buying it behind his back to embarrass him and called her a bitch. I later found out he asked Natalie for advice on a watch to buy me because he noticed I complimented her watch previously. His budget was $100, and Natalie's watch is around $20,000. She is about to make senior partner at her firm. Natalie reassured Marcus that I did not expect anything extravagant and to buy something thoughtful within budget. Marcus has never liked my friends. He is always criticizing them, saying they're bad influences because they're all women with degrees and successful careers. He thinks they're filling my head with ideas and that I should just be grateful for the life we have. Things got so bad that Marcus forbade me from speaking to them anymore. On Christmas Day, Natalie came over to smooth things over. She told Marcus she'd bought the watch for me as a surprise because I'd spent my bonus on a new computer for him to help him finally start his business. Marcus believed her, apologized for overreacting, and thanked her. But Natalie pulled me aside and said, "You need to end things with Eric. The watch wasn't friendly, and this will only get worse." I promised I would, but I didn't. I felt guilty about cutting off someone who had supported me so much, so I kept talking to him. We even started sneaking out for lunch. Then one day Eric kissed me. I was disgusted, pulled away immediately, and told him I didn't feel that way. He insisted I was just scared to break things off with Marcus, and that he'll tell him the truth with me. I told him I was never going to leave my family, and left quickly. Eric kept calling me and texting me, so I asked Kara to cut things off for me. I'm pretty avoidant and honestly felt like Eric wouldn't take it lightly, and she agreed. But she was harsh, telling Eric I was disgusted by the kiss and then he needed to leave me alone. Instead of backing off, Eric escalated the situation. He started showing up at places where Marcus was, befriending him and acting overly friendly. Before I knew it, he began showing up at my house, hanging out with Marcus, and became gaming buddies with him. I got him alone to ask him why he was doing this. He berated me for leading him on and said I took advantage of his kindness and vulnerability, as he hasn't met a good woman in a long time. He then began blackmailing me, saying he'd tell Marcus about our lunches and the kiss if I didn't keep talking to him. I was terrified Marcus wouldn't believe me, so I kept quiet. I feel so trapped because I am forced to see Eric play with my son and hang out with my husband. I try to avoid him at work, but it's no use. He is always with Marcus, and it doesn't help that Marcus asks me to make them dinner and snacks for their game sessions. Eric keeps making subtle innuendos about the lunches we had at work to make me nervous. I may be wrong, but I got frustrated at Kara for how she ended it. Deep down, I know I should have done it myself. But it was easy to get mad at someone else for this. When I act cold to Eric, Marcus gets upset because he thinks I am being rude to his new buddy. My friends essentially say they told me so, and it hurts. I want to disagree because I think Eric is taking it too far, and frankly, I feel betrayed because I really did see him as a friend. Should I try to convince Eric to leave me alone or just tell Marcus the truth? I'm worried about my son as he is getting used to Eric's presence as well. I thought I'd gotten away with it. Eric just called me and told me he will leave me alone because Marcus is a good man and doesn't deserve what I've done. He doesn't plan on telling Marcus anything, and I'm focusing on my family. Eric, I made this post while having lunch with the girls, and things have spiraled even worse than I could imagine. I made the worst mistake of my life. I accidentally bud-dialed our house phone while out with my friends. The voicemail I left was a conversation where I vented about everything, how much I regretted trusting Eric, how thankful I was that Marcus never found out, and how much I loved my family. I came back home half an hour ago. Marcus was waiting for me, furious. He told me to sit down and listen to the voicemail. As soon as it ended, he started yelling, demanding to know what had happened. I tried to explain, but he wouldn't listen. He called me a liar, said I destroyed our family, and started packing my things. Before I could say much more, he kicked me out of the house. Now I'm staying with Natalie, and I don't know what to do. Marcus won't talk to me, and I don't blame him. I can't stop thinking about how much I've messed everything up. My marriage is over, my son is caught in the middle, and I feel like my life is falling apart. Thank you for the advice, everyone, and I truly did deserve the harsh insults. I feel like my life is over. I guess I can now never go back to school now.